What's good, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Pound for Pound, coming back with that good content on the big fight tomorrow, 4/7/2018, Saturday. You know it's already going down for the IBF, IBO, WBA World Super Welterweight Unification bout, and you know we love unification bouts, man. There ain't nothing better than it. But before we get into it, make sure to smash that like button, hit the like, share the video, subscribe, and when you do subscribe, go ahead and hit the bell icon so you can go ahead and get more content from me and know when I post up more videos. All right, man, let's get right into it. I'm just gonna touch, really quickly on both these fighters. I know a little bit about Jarret Hurd. I know a lot about Erislandy Lara. I've been watching it for a long time. I actually took a trip to Cuba myself, which a lot of Americans can't do. It's a hard trip to take. You really got to go over there on a professional visa, but it was a very dope experience. I actually went to the gym that Lara trained at for a while, as well as what's his name? Little short dude. I forgot his name already. Gamboa. So I had the honor of meeting actually the coaches that trained these guys when they were younger in the youth. So very good experience in Cuba. Very nice people. Dope setting. Dope ass cars. Dope ass taxis. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I have a heart for Cuba, so I'm gonna try not to be biased about this fight, but I have an interesting look at this fight. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about it. If you guys have comments or anything, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. Or as always, I always, invite people to message me. We can always go live, one-on-one, debate, whatever. So let's go ahead and get into this fight with Lara and Mr. Jarret Hurd, Mr. Swift, you know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a good fight. So first and foremost, it's for the unification bout. And we all know those are big fights. We all know that usually when it's unification bout, both fighters are coming to bring it. Both fighters are highly trained. They're going to be in shape. They're coming not to fuck around. Excuse my French. But, let's talk about the records, man. Let's go ahead and compare and contrast. Lara is 25-2-2, as where Jarret Hurd is 21-0. He's an undefeated fighter coming into this fight. Now, it's always good to have an undefeated record. Great, you know what I'm saying? He's 21-0, he beat Austin Trout. I would say is probably his best quality fighter. Tony Harrison was a good fight. I'm not going to knock him for that. Tony Harrison was 24-1. But, when we're talking about sheer quality and sheer, ring quality, ring rounds and experience and all of that, everything has to go to Lara. One thing that I would like to touch on is the age and the size of Hurd, because Hurd, he's only 27 years old. He's a young gun. He's coming up. And one thing that bugs me is that, not necessarily bugs me, one thing that worries me for Lara is that he's 6'1". He's an orthodox fighter, so yeah, he's not a southpaw. He's nothing too crazy to look at, but he's 6'1", and for that division, that's a very tall fighter. It kind of reminds me of Vernon Forrest. He has 76.5-inch reach. That's a crazy reach. Although it's almost 3 inches longer than Lara's, because I think Lara's coming in at about 74 inches. But the thing, like I said, is that he's got Lara in about, 5'9", 5'10", 11. Yeah, he's got Lara at about 4 inches in height, because I think Lara's 5'9". Yeah, he is 5'9". Lara's 5'9", and Lara is 34 years of age. Now, I don't knock anybody in their 30s, mid-30s, 40s, mid-40s, or 50s, because we all has seen Bernard Hopkins, one of the greatest, put shit down, and a lot of great fighters, put shit down and hold it down, and even into their older ages. So a lot of people consider Lara to still be undefeated. You know what I'm saying? When you look at his record, he had the debatable loss to Canelo Alvarez, and he had the majority decision loss to Paul Williams, right? And then he had a draw. But my gripe about Lara has been one thing, is that he has all these abilities. And actually, this is my gripe with a lot of Cuban fighters. And when I went down to Cuba, I went down to the boxing gym. Very technical, you know what I'm saying? Very technical, very skilled. But one thing that they don't really concentrate too much on is punching power and really gritty, almost Mexican type fighting. So they're real slick, they're slicksters, they're skillful, and they're in and out boxers, you know what I'm saying? But they're not necessarily going to go in there and try to knock you out with one punch. They're not going to go in there and try to Mike Tyson somebody. So they get knocked for that. Now, when you look at Lara's resume, he's fought everybody. Everybody in that division he's fought. Angulo, Trout. Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? He did Yuri Foreman dirty. Yuri Foreman's pretty good, knocked him out. He beat Vanes Matarosian, and I like Vanes. He's good too. Delvin Rodriguez, he kicked his ass too. So, there's probably people I'm leaving off the the list. But as far as like pure quality and sheer quality of opponents, even though he has 2 losses, this could easily be an undefeated versus undefeated fight right here. And if, like I said, when I look at Jarret Hurd's record, I went to, YouTube. I went to go study his fights real quick, check him out, see how, how he does. Now, one thing about him, he's got some punching power. You know what I'm saying? He's only got 6 fights that's gone the distance. So this kid's got some punching power. But the thing, like I said, it's not like he's knocking out world beaters in there. And it's not like he's knocking out people even close to Erislandy's, resume. Erislandy is still, considered number 1 in that division. This kid's considered number 3. But, I'm not knocking him for it. Like I said, Jarret Hurd could very well pull off the upset in this fight. It's doable. The kid's got punching power. He's got range. The only thing that he don't have is, like I said, slickness. He's not really too slick, and I don't see if he has enough speed to really catch Erislandy Lara with those punches. But what he does have is massive size and the ability to probably catch him with those long arms. The ring is only so small, and you can only maneuver so long for 12 rounds. Can Erislandy do it? I think he can do it. And if I was to go with a prediction, I'm gonna have to go with Erislandy Lara for the victory here. And the reasons are more experienced against better quality fighters. He can knock you out just as well as you can knock him out. As Jarret Hurd could probably knock him out. They can knock each other out at any moment. I just think he may be a little too fast for Jarret Hurd. Now, on the flip side of that, if Jarret Hurd is to catch him early, who's to know what we see? We could see a quick fight, quick upset, quick ending. This guy's got massive punching power. So, his fights either end in TKOs or KOs. So, but as far as my prediction on this one, I'm going to go with Erislandy Lara for the victory. I don't want to say whether decision or knockout. It could possibly be a knockout because I feel like he has enough speed and ability to block and counterpunch to catch Jarret Hurd with something. And I think he might actually catch Jarret Hurd with something and hurt him in those mid rounds, maybe even the early rounds. We'll see. It should be a great fight. I hope y'all tune in, man. Go ahead and get at me. Like I said, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell icon. And, like I said, I'm always up for comments, suggestions, anything you guys want to talk about, we can talk about. I hope y'all guys enjoy the fight. You guys have a good one. Have a good, safe weekend. I'm out of here. Peace.